flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to Ozark City Hall. We're glad you're here for the Board of Aldermen meeting and engaging with your elected officials. Listening to perspectives of city residents, business owners, and other community members helps our elected leaders make more informed decisions. Before the meeting begins, let's review our rules of order. These ensure the meeting is orderly and efficient while allowing everyone who would like to speak an opportunity to do so. There are two opportunities for you to speak: during the agenda's scheduled visitor and guest portion of the meeting and during public discussion of new bills and resolutions. During the agenda's scheduled visitor and guest portion, anyone who signed up at the city clerk's office before 5 p.m. the Wednesday before the meeting can speak to aldermen about the topic they specified. Now, in the public discussion of new bills and resolutions, that allows you to give comments for aldermen to consider before they make a decision. Anytime anyone is speaking, the following rules apply. First, only one person should speak at a time. Please be respectful of the person speaking and hold your comments until it's your turn. Second, anyone speaking must do so from the podium and speak into the microphone. Third, you must first provide your name and address in writing to the city clerk before beginning your comments. These forms are provided near the entrance. You also must state your name and address to the Board of Aldermen using the podium microphone. Fourth, all comments should be addressed to the mayor and aldermen. Finally, all speakers have 5 minutes. A digital timer will show you the countdown. The light will change from green to flashing yellow when 2 minutes are left. It will stay yellow at the 1 minute mark. Your comment time is up when the light turns red. The mayor or alderman may have additional questions for speakers after this time limit. Occasionally, the board will invite someone to make a presentation at the meeting. This is only to give information to the board about a specific topic. These presenters will have no time limit on giving their information. This meeting will be live streamed and recorded with video and audio unless there are technical difficulties. The use of cell phones or other devices is discouraged during the meeting. Please silence your phones right now. Again, thank you for being here and engaging with the City of Ozark. The meeting will begin shortly.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Alderman Aiken. Is he in? We can come back. Alderman Campbell.
Here.
Alderman Galloway.
Here.
Alderman Hutchinson.
Here.
Alderman Metcalf.
Here.
Alderman Snyder.
Here.
Alderman Aiken.
Here. Sorry, I'm having issues with my cursor.
Alderman Aiken.
Present. Here.
He's talking. Are you there? We can hear
Here. Yeah, I'm here.
you.
Yay, good. Okay. Okay. Are we good now?
Yes.
Okay. 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 Next, we'll look at the approving the minutes of January the 6th, 2025. Any questions or any about these before we have a motion? Okay. I'm not seeing any. Is there a motion that we approve the January 6th, 2025 regular session minutes as printed?
Yeah, I motion that we approve the minutes as printed.
Seconded?
Second.
Okay. The motion is that we approve the January 6th, 2025 regular session minutes as printed. The motion has been made by Alderman Metcalf, same with Alderman Snyder. All in favor of voting on to approve the January 6th regular session minutes, do so by show of hands. And that does carry. Okay. We do have a scheduled guest tonight. We have the President CEO of our Ozark Chamber here to give his monthly presentation.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much for once again letting me come up and give you a little quick update. And I've got a full agenda as always. A couple of big events coming up, and then I want to give you a little bit of a tidbit of some information we're going to talk about on Thursday, but we do want to remind you Chamber Luncheon is this week. Of course, it is on Thursday. You all are welcome to attend. We got a Rosie Joe's Cafe will be catering, so if you like their good food and their chicken tenders, come and join us. And we'll talk a little bit about some numbers of 2024, but I want to take just a few minutes here real quick and make sure we're inviting everybody to be a part of the 2025 Awards Gala celebrating 2024 in Ozark. And this is a very, very big partnership. We've got a really nice event planned for you, very similar to what we did last year if you were able to attend. So it will be held at our OC. So thank you to Hayden and his team. We met with them today on site and did a walkthrough and got all the details lined up so we can have a fun event there. It is on Saturday, February the 8th, and it will start at 6 o'clock. We'll have some live music going on, some social atmospheres going on. So we're looking for more live auction items. So if you know of anything that can make a donation or silent auction items, we'd be greatly appreciated. That this is one of the bigger fundraisers of the year that we do. When we do certain events like the parade and some other ones, it's not really about making money. That's about giving back to the community. But in order for us to operate within the budget that we have set forth in 2025, this event is one of our big ones. Again, we will be celebrating. Some of the awards will be given out will be the Chamber Star of the Year, Chamber Business of the Year, Ozark Citizen of the Year from the Finley River Community Foundation, the Emergency Services Award, the Ozark Police Department will honor their police person. Oh, I didn't look at the name. It could have been male or female. The Police Officer of the Year, Ozark Fire Protection District will honor their Firefighter of the Year, Christian County Sheriff's Office, and the Ambulance District all doing honors, as well as 5 different awards from the Ozark School District. So that, again, that's coming up February the 28th. And Chandra, we've got a few tables reserved for you guys, but if you need more tickets or something like that, please let us know, and you guys can divvy out how you're going to handle who goes to that, or if we need to get additional tickets, just let me know. But yeah, exciting time. So that's coming up. Now, something I'm really passionate about is helping support all the organizations in our community when it comes to these major events. Now, we obviously have one major, well, I guess 2, that showcase Ozark, and it doesn't draw the numbers that some of the other events do. But I got an update from our partners from Showing Christian County, so I'm not just going to steal the thunder because we are going to feature them on Thursday. If you can't make it, I want to give you some insights here tonight. Some of the attendees, so we, as part of our strategic partnerships that we all have, they have certain software that pull data. Basically what we're doing, we're tracking our cell phones. It's kind of scary to be honest with you, but that's kind of where this data comes from. And so I got some of the numbers back from the Ozark Christmas Parade. And I don't have any data from previous years, so I don't know how this compares. But this year alone, we had a little over 13,500 people, according to this data, that attended our Ozark Christmas Parade. Now, that doesn't include little kids who don't have a phone, which there were a lot of them, as we saw them running out in front of some of the folks with candy, which scared me a few times. But still, it was a very, very well-attended event. It says in this data report, 4,700 were from the Ozark proper area, from Christian County, was 6,404. We had outside of this county was 2,132 people that came from outside, that live outside of Christian County, that came downtown or came to our parade, and 218 that were from 8 different states. So just one event like that pulls in that many people. I think it's why it's so important that we support all these organizations and all these businesses, these groups that are trying to bring all these people to Ozark, because that is economic development. That is economic growth, and we never know what may come from that. They're spending money, they're going to come and go, Philly farms, or even McDonald's are spending tax dollars in our community. And then, of course, I got some of the other data too. We'll dive really deep into this, but a little over 21,000 people came to the duck racing Blue Glow this year. That's the highest number in a 5-year total according to their data. So that was a good numbers. I gave some of these numbers to Hayden. The Ozark Community Center for Festival of Fright. They brought in almost 1,000 people. And 385 of those people, 39% attended from outside the county. And then we had other events that did very, very well too. The craft fair brought record numbers in. Almost 22,000 people came to the craft fair on October 4th and the 5th. So I just want to remind us as we're planning 2025 and we're working with our parks departments and we're working with our city departments and we're working with planning, as we're working on all these different events, how vital they really truly are to the growth and to the economic vitality of Ozark. So just thought that was good data. We're going to dive in on Thursday a little bit more in depth on this, and also how this data is generated, and some other uses that we can use it for economic development. So, big shout out to our partners at Showing Christian. Guys, that's our update. Hope you come to lunch. Hope you come to the gala. Any questions for you?
Okay, Alderman Snyder.
I do, Mr. Russell.
Yes, sir.
Do we have any preliminary numbers on the jingle event?
I have not seen them if they pull those yet. I will try to get something, maybe I'll see if they'll pull those numbers for us. I think that'd be a vital question. I don't know if they've shared that with Dee Dee or not, with the administrators out there. I'll look into that, but I haven't seen that on my.
Yeah, just curious about that. I know it was a good event, but I know it came with some issues. There were several complaints with it as far as some of the activities that weren't available. If we can get some answers on that, I'd greatly appreciate that.
That would probably have to be a report from the Aldermen Sports Complex owners, Dee addressing that issue. I know a lot of the complaints, and they did address this on their social media. It wasn't really tied to our event. It was actually tied to St. Louis and to the Kansas City Jingle events. But I know that there were some challenges at the beginning of the Stowe getting going and some other issues there too, but I don't know the full extent of that.
Yeah, and the last thing, I know that there was some concern that when it was advertised advertised as a Springfield event. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, it's very common when you have a big event like that we tie to hometown. The one that's in Kansas City is actually outside of the next. I'm sorry, it's where the Cabela's is and the racetrack. What city is that, guys? It's on Wyandotte County, so that's on the Kansas side.
Yes.
But it's not technically in the city limits of Kansas City, but they still call it Jingle Kansas City. So they'll tie that to a bigger metro area to try to get that name.
Okay.
That's why they.
I'm just curious. I appreciate that.
That's the biggest reason. And St. Louis was the same way. It wasn't in the St. Louis city,
Yeah.
City limits. It was outside the city, but they still called it Jingle City.
Sure. Okay, appreciate it. Thank
You
you.
bet, no problem.
Anyone else?
Guys, keep up the good work. Thank you so much, and happy New Year.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay. We'll go now to our first readings, and the first reading is bill number 3630.
Yes, Your Honor, I move that we place bill number 3630 on its first reading by title only.
Second.
And so the motion was made that we place bill number 3630 on its first reading by title only. The motion was made Alderman Metcalf, second by Alderman Snyder. All in favor of voting on the motion to discuss bill 3630, do so by show of hands. And yes, it carries.
An ordinance of the City of Ozark, Missouri, authorizing the city to enter into a contract with Rademacher Brothers Excavating Company Incorporated for Phase 4, Phase 5, and spur improvements to the Chadwick Flyer Trail.
Okay, this time, staff comments, please.
Won't make us go through the entire presentation. I wish I could talk as fast as Mr. Russell, but I just can't. So I'll go as best I can. But I wanted to start from slide 15 if we could. Basically, what I'm presenting to you tonight is not amended, a new contract with Rademacher. When we presented this to you on 12/16, we presented this to you at the first Alderman reading on 12/16. ARPA had not had a chance. By ARPA, I mean our grant success manager up in Jeff City had not had a chance to completely review the entire language. We were comfortable with the language because we used to many of these TAP agreements. But with that ARPA funding, there came certain stipulations and certain other basic language that had to be included. So we worked with it to get in all of these other key components and add those in.
Sorry, thanks.
Oh.
I was just talking soft. Thank
Yes.
you. But anyways, all these key components are now in the Rademacher contract. Amanda gave us like a number of pages. It was crazy how many additional pages we put in there. But same project, same figures. Just wanted to let you know that there is some additional language in there. And if you have any questions about that, I'd be happy to answer those.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Okay, I am not seeing any. Thank you. Okay, now this is the first reading, so at this time, is any here from the public who wishes to speak for bill number 3630? Okay. I'm not seeing movement. Is anyone here who wishes to speak against bill 3630? Okay, I'm going to close it to public comments then. Again, board, any questions from the board? Okay, I'm not seeing any. I was understand that Director Parson, you wish for this Bill 3630 to be expedited tonight. Is that correct? Okay,
Okay, Your Honor, I move that we place Bill number 3630 on its second reading by title only.
seconded by,
Second.
okay. Okay, the motion is that we place Bill number 3630 on second reading by title only, and the motion was made by Alderman Metcalf, is seconded by Alderman Galloway. All in favor of voting on this motion to discuss Bill 3630, do so by show of hands. And that does carry.
An ordinance of the City of Ozark, Missouri, authorizing the city to enter into a contract with Rademacher Brothers Excavating Company Incorporated for Phase 4, Phase 5, and spur improvements to the Chadwick Flyer Trail.
Any additional comments from Director Parson or from the board? Okay, I am not seeing any.
Your Honor, I make a motion that we adopt Bill number 3630 as ordinance number 25-007.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. The motion is that we adopt Bill 3630 to become ordinance 25-007. The motion was made by Alderman Metcalf, seconded by Alderman Galloway. Roll call, please.
Alderman Campbell,
Aye.
Alderman Metcalf,
Aye.
Alderman Snyder,
Aye.
Alderman Galloway,
Aye.
Alderman Aiken,
Aye.
Alderman Hutchinson.
Aye.
We have 6 aye votes, motion carries.
Thank you. We're now going to move on now to first reading of Bill number 3631.
Yes, Your Honor, I move that we place Bill number 3631 on its first reading by title only.
Second by,
Second.
okay. The motion is that we place Bill number 3631 on its first reading by title only. The motion was made by Alderman Metcalf, second by Alderman Snyder. All in favor of voting on this motion to discuss Bill 3631, do so by show of hands. And that does carry.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into supplemental agreement number 2, amending a Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission Transportation Block Grant and Transportation Enhancements Funds Program Agreement.
And welcome back, Director Jeremy Parson.
So this supplemental agreement is a part of the TAP Phase 4, 5, and the spur. As we got the bids back, there were some components of the actual project that had additional funding needs, and there were some that actually came in under our proposed or our estimated cost. So basically what this does is, in a nutshell, is it makes sure that all the funding is arranged in an order that solidifies the final funding agreement with MoDOT. So this is just our opportunity to take that final amendment to the board and say, please approve this, and then we will move on to the notice to proceed.
Okay, any questions for Director Parson? Yes, Alderman Snyder.
I think it would be prudent to understand how or why we need to transfer for $440,000 from one project to another.
Yes. So as we encountered this project, we were simultaneously working on another project with the Parks Department and Planning and Development. And it became evident that some of the easement acquisition throughout the Garrison Springs project was not quite in line with the Uniform Act. Basically, we worked vigorously with both OTO and MoDOT. And they felt like the better alternative was to actually transfer the Garrison funds to the Chadwick project. We have come up with a win-win solution for this, and we still feel that we can get that trail on the ground. But this is one of those scenarios where I feel like we've made the best out of what we've been dealt. And I think as we proceed, we will not only get the Chadwick Flyer on the ground, we will also get the Garrison Springs project on the ground.
Gotcha. And the second part of that, we will not be penalized in any way for transferring these ARPA funds from one project to another. Is that correct?
That's correct. That was actually one of our first concerns. And again, OTO and MoDOT went above and beyond to assure us that we're in good standing. We're not going to be penalized. And they actually came to us very aggressively and said, let's move this money over to this project that has been approved and followed all the appropriate processes.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Questions for Director Parson? Yes, Alderman Galloway.
Director Parsons, I want to commend you and the other staff members that handled this issue. It's one of those administrative problems that's like stepping on a rake. You're not really expecting it, and whack, you get hit. And there wasn't a whole lot of time left in the fiscal year, as I understand it, to first recognize the problem, find a solution, find your allies to help you with ideas and execute the solution, and then preserve $440,000. I understood there was a lot of effort and a lot of hand-wringing, but also success, and you all are to be commended. And I know you had assistance with others here.
Absolutely. I appreciate that, and staff appreciates that, because this was truly a team effort. And again, I can't say enough about our relationships with our partners. Those mean everything to us. So.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, I'm not seeing. Thank you, sir. Okay, again, this is first reading. At this time, we'll open to the public. Is anyone here who wishes to speak for Bill number 3631? Okay, not seeing them. Is anyone here who would speak against Bill 3631? Okay, at this time, I'm going to close it to public discussion. I understand, Director Parson, that you request again for this bill to be expedited tonight? Is that your statement? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, I move that we place bill number 3631 on its second reading by title only.
Second.
Second.
Okay. The motion is that we place bill number 3631 on its second reading by title only. The motion was made by Alderman Metcalf, second by Alderman Snyder. All in favor of voting on this motion to discuss bill number 3631, do so by show of hands. And that does carry.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into supplemental agreement number 2, amending a Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission Surface Transportation Block Grant and Transportation Enhancements Funds Program Agreement.
Any additional comments, sir? Director Parson, okay. From the board? Yes, Alderman Snyder?
No, I just want to compound what Alderman Galloway said. It was excellent work catching the mistakes, and they were rectified, and we're still able to get some trail on the ground. And it speaks a lot for you and the folks that worked on this.
Okay. Well, again, it just shows the quality of the staff we have here. So, if no response?
Your Honor, I make a motion that we adopt bill number 3631 as ordinance number 25-008.
Is there a second?
Second.
I think, okay. The motion is that we adopt bill number 3631 to become ordinance 25-008. The motion was made by Alderman Metcalf, second by Alderman Snyder. Roll call, please.
Alderman Snyder,
Aye.
Alderman Campbell,
Aye.
Alderman Galloway,
Aye.
Alderman Metcalf,
Aye.
Alderman Aiken,
Aye.
Alderman Hutchinson.
Aye.
We have 6 aye votes, motion carries.
Thank you. We'll now move on to bill number 3632.
Yes, Your Honor, I move that we place bill number 3632 on its first reading by title only.
Second by.
Second.
Okay. The motion is that we place bill number 3632 on its first reading by title only. That motion was made by Alderman Metcalf, second by Alderman Hutchinson. All in favor of voting on the motion to discuss bill 3632, do so by show of hands. And that does carry.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a license agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission related to the Chadwick Flyer Trail.
Okay. Well, welcome back. Director Parson?
Yes, this one can be summarized pretty easily. Basically, what MoDOT has said that in exchange for them allowing us to cross commission property, which in this case is Highway 65, we need to enter into a license agreement. And essentially that assigns the maintenance and operations of that overpass to the city of Ozark. So they quickly provided us with this license agreement. I will say that I thank legal staff for turning this around. That was another agreement that had to be reviewed quickly. So thank you. And we are ready to take ownership of this beauty.
Okay. Any questions for Director Parson regarding this bill? I understand it's for 25 years.
25 years, and then we will actually enter into another agreement at that time.
So
unless MoDOT says, hey, we would love to take that operations and maintenance, and we'll give it to them.
Okay, of course, I don't think we'll be around in 25 years. That'd be so. Okay, so again, no questions for Director Parson. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, again, this is first reading, so I'm going to open up to the public. Anyone here who will speak for Bill 3632? Anyone opposed to this bill? This is your time. Okay, I'm going to close this to public discussion then. Final comments from the board? I'm not seeing any? Okay.
Your Honor, I move that we place bill number 3632 on its second reading by title only.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. The motion is that we present bill number 3632 on second reading by title only. The motion was made by Alderman Metcalf, second by Alderman Hutchinson. All in favor of voting on this motion, discuss bill 3632, do so by show of hands. And that does carry.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a license agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission related to the Chadwick Flyer Trail.
Okay. Any additional comments from Director Parson? Any questions for Director Parson? Okay, move on.
Your Honor, I make a motion that we adopt bill number 3632 as ordinance number 25-009.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. The motion is that we adopt bill 3632 to become ordinance 25-009. The motion was made by Alderman Metcalf. It was seconded by Alderman Galloway. Roll call, please.
Alderman Metcalf,
Aye.
Alderman Hutchinson,
Aye.
Alderman Campbell,
Aye.
Alderman Galloway,
Aye.
Alderman Aiken,
Aye.
Alderman Snyder.
Aye.
We have 6 aye votes, motion carries.
Okay. We'll now move on to bill number 3633.
Your Honor, I move that we place bill number 3633 on its first reading by title only.
Second by,
Second.
the motion is that we place bill 3633 on its first reading by title only. The motion was made by Alderman Metcalf, second by Alderman Snyder. All in favor of voting on the motion to discuss bill 3633, do so by show of hands. And that does carry.
An ordinance of the city of Ozark, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Darrell Mortec Construction Incorporated for mass grading.
Okay, and welcome back, Director Parson.
Now we get to the fun stuff. We've made it through all the contracts and the supplemental agreements, and it's time to start moving some dirt. First off, I want to thank everyone, again, everybody on this list. I also want to thank the board for expediting this tonight. We are eager to get this project going. Please know that we will keep you updated as we move forward. We want to make a big splash with this, and we'll be working with our partners at Bass Pro, Outdoor Fund, and all of our chamber, everyone to make a big splash with this. So, but in the meantime, we need dirt. We got to cross a Highway 65 or cross Highway 65, which requires some approaches or some abutments. So I'm going to quickly remind you of a plan that we've been putting together over the last few years. This is what you're looking at right now is an aerial photograph of the Innovation Center. The tiger there is the first phase of the Innovation Center, where we've got the actual Public Works logo. That is the site where we are looking to build the new facility. And just as a point of reference, I put the OC logo over there because that's where the OC is. So you can see how kind of everything is tied together here. So that's where we're at. And if you've been down there recently, you'll notice that this area has been cleared and we are ready to start moving some dirt down in that area. Here's our current facility plan. You all have seen this over the last 2 budget cycles. Listen, we're not in a huge hurry to get this building built. I think actually Chief Arnold is in a bigger hurry than we are because he wants to kick us out as soon as possible out of the Brick Street building. And that's okay. I understand that. But we absolutely want to keep this going, and we're trying to do it in a fiscally responsible manner. This will allow us to prepare the site pad for the Public Works facility and export a lot of that dirt off the site. I want you to know that we've done all the environmentals on this and that we have had our geotech confirm that the soils that are currently there on the site where we'll be building this new facility are suitable, which means that they are the type of soils that we can utilize to build those approaches and those ramps. So it's really a win-win. We tried to find a win-win here. We are looking at both approaches on both sides, and it's 2 birds, 1 stone, is to put it in Ozark terms. So we're getting that dirt off the site, and we're taking it to a site where we need dirt. Bids, this came out a little difficult to see, but the top there kind of explains it all. In the 2025 budget that you all approved, we put in $190,000 for excavation. We did get a low bid of $125,725 or $125,725 from Daryl Mrotech. I will tell you, as we open those bids, we got a little nervous. We have noticed that prices amongst contractors have begun to steadily rise with the amount of work that's out there. But I will also tell you that we're confident in Daryl Mrotech's work. We've done a lot of work with him over the decades, and he's a great partner to work with. So I'm glad he came in here, and I'm glad that that low bid was the final one that we opened and a final deep breath when we opened that. But that in a nutshell is what we're asking for tonight. There is some minor storm sewer that will also be put in so that it tees us up to go vertical. Think of this as just the horizontal work for that building, and then we'll be ready to go vertical.
Okay. Questions for Director Parson? Yes, Alderman Snyder.
Just out of curiosity, will any of the work impact Chief Arnold's firing range at all?
Hey, we just had a call today. I actually spoke with Lieutenant Dry. The work itself will not impact, but we are meeting next Thursday out at the new wastewater treatment plant. We're building a basin out there, and we're trying to determine if we can put in a new firing range at that same time out at the Elk Valley treatment plant. This is all preliminary, and we're just kicking the dirt at this point. But I will say this, the work will not impact the existing range, and we are collectively working on determining if we can build a new range that is further off the grid, if you will, further away from civilization, further away from a school building, which, as you know, we've had some incidents in the past. But to answer your question, no, it will not impact it. To go above and beyond that, we are actively looking at coming up with a more permanent and safer solution for that gun range.
Better than what they have?
I think at the initial conversations that we've had, looking at the plans, I think we can do something better than what they currently have.
Appreciate that.
Okay. Alderman Campbell, you're next, sir.
I got a couple of questions. Whenever the bids were open, were you looking at Mrotech's face? And did you get any feedback from them on how they felt about that bid being so low?
So Daryl was on vacation.
Okay.
So his sons were here.
Okay.
And they looked as calm, cool, and confident as they possibly could. I will say that, and I don't want to overindulge his business and how he operates, but he runs a tight business with low overhead. So that allows us to consistently see low bids. And he in no way called me after that and said, oh my gosh, I left money on the table. He said, great, when can we get it passed at the Board of Aldermen? And I said, give me some time and we'll get it there. But he's very excited about this project. So.
Okay. Another question.
Yes, sir.
On the export material, are we going to have to, is that going to have to be handled twice? Are we going to have to excavate, stockpile it on site? Then whenever we're ready at the new site, load it up again and take it up there? How's that going to work?
Well, the goal is to minimize that as much as possible because there's some true cost savings on both ends with that. I will tell you this, once we get the notice to proceed, Rotex Group will be at our pre-con with Rodmacher. And we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that the logistics tie together and that we do this as efficiently as possible because there's some true cost savings there. And we recognize that. That's why we put this bid out at this certain time. We felt like there was some economies of scale, and logistically you could make these projects dovetail together and really come together and save some money.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else from the board? Questions for Director Parson? Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Now, this is first reading, so again, I'm going to open this up to the public. Anyone here who wishes to speak for Bill 3633? Okay, not seeing movement. Anyone here who would speak against Bill 3633? Okay, I'm going to close at this time to the public and all. Final board response? Yes, sir.
I have a comment. I just want to congratulate Director Parsons on having fun and getting stuff done tonight.
Okay. Okay. If no other comments, Bill 3633 be held over to future meeting. We now draw attention to Bill number 3634.
Your Honor, I move that we place Bill number 3634 on its first reading by title only.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. The motion is that we place Bill 3, excuse me, the motion is we place Bill 3634 on its first reading by title only. That motion was made by Alderman Galloway, second by Alderman Snyder. All in favor of voting on this motion to discuss Bill 3634, do so by show of hands. And that does carry.
An ordinance of the City of Ozark, Missouri, declaring certain real property located at 3101 East Covey Lane as surplus real property and ordering staff to dispose of said surplus real property pursuant to the process established in the Municipal Code of the City of Ozark, Missouri, Section 14030L.
Okay. Thank you very much. At this time, Assistant City Administrator Cameron Smith.
Yes, good evening. This ordinance in front of you this evening is the considering the declaration and determining of the surplus of the property as we know as the Quail Run property in the Quail Run subdivision. Just to kind of give you an overview of where this property is located, try to turn behind and point. So Highway CC is here in the north, Waterford subdivision. You got Highway 65, Jackson downtown. The Finley River is cutting through here. This property is located right here, well outside of city limits. It's to the closest point in Northtown Park is a little under a mile, but everywhere else it's over a mile away from city limits. And then again, the other exhibit just kind of zooms in on that parcel. The history of this property, we have completed a survey as well that has been determined at the boundary of this parcel. It is approximately a 1/4 acre in size. The request is to identify this property as surplus of real property according to ordinance section 140.030L, declaration and disposal of surplus goods and real property. In looking at that ordinance section, there's two factors for determining a surplus. One being economic development considerations, and the second, the city's use or planned future use of this property. The city would like to dispose of this property as it is no longer needed or provides an economic development or economic benefit to the city of Ozark. Staff has also confirmed with our outside legal counsel that the property can be sold and the debt has been satisfied. Per ordinance, staff shall bring this to the board for consideration by February 1st. So that's the reason it's on the agenda this evening. Again, the property is a 1/4 acre in size. The property was included when the Quail Run subdivision water system was purchased by the Public Funding Corporation of the City of Ozark from the Quail Run Water and Land Company in 2002. The property did contain one building with the purchase of this water system. The building was utilized as a model home for the development of that subdivision, where the developer had to provide display scenarios or options for building homes out in the subdivision. The original private water system has now been connected to the public water system. The private well and standpipe has been removed from this property, which occurred just a few years ago. The structure had been used for storage by the city until 2023. The city no longer has that need for this structure to be used for storage, as we've moved all of our archives or offsite storage to another location at the existing old treatment plant. There is a prescriptive easement, access easement to the parcel from Covey Lane, which runs from the south up to this property. A portion of the private septic system is on neighboring property for this structure. No public sewer is in the vicinity. The city completed an appraisal in April of 2022. The appraised value was $60,000 for this parcel. Just to kind of give you some photos of this existing site, the city did post some no trespassing signs earlier last year. We are looking from the south. So this is looking from Covey Lane up that prescriptive access easement to the structure, which is the house there. Looking at the pictures here, the picture on your left is the southwest corner looking at this structure. The picture on your right is the northwest corner. The picture on your left here is the northeast corner. And then the picture on your right is the southeast corner. So all 4 sides of this structure. The structure is safe structure. It's not really a habitable structure. It does need some repairs that the city at this time doesn't anticipate doing any repairs to. We do continue to maintain and mow this property at this time. Looking inside the structure, the way this was built, there's no full kitchen in the structure. There's no full bathroom. There was a toilet and a sink. There was heating and cooling. The hot water heater had been removed. There's no really defined bedrooms in this space. Again, it was just a model home for the development of this subdivision by those developers. Again, a few more interior pictures. You can kind of see a different ceiling options in either one of those pictures. There's random windows in this house of different size, different styles. Again, just a model home. So the ordinance in front of you this evening is just our first step of determining the surplus. If this ordinance is passed at second reading, we will move on to the future steps of selling this property. So in passing the ordinance, it would satisfy the initial step of moving forward. Following the passage of the ordinance by the Board of Aldermen to authorize the disposal of this property, shall property be sold. The property shall be sold at a minimum fair market value. The city shall give notice for a minimum of 60 days for accepting sealed bids prior to the scheduled bid opening. Notice shall include a fair market value again. And my pointer died. I think there's one more slide if you want to flip to it. In the notice, it shall include the publication at least once in the local newspaper, a posting of the property, posting on the city's website, and certified mailings to the property owners within 185 feet. Following that, the city shall enter into a real estate contract with the highest bidder for this purchase. Staff has received interest from a couple property owners neighboring this parcel, so we do suspect that we'll have interest in selling this property. Again, just going through the first phase of determining the surplus, we no longer have a need for this property. It's well outside the city boundaries, and don't see a need for future development of this. With that, be happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Any questions for our Assistant Administrator? I'm not seeing any. Thank you, sir. Okay. Again, this is the first reading, so is anyone here who, I want to open up to the public who wishes to speak for Bill 3634? Okay. Anyone here who will speak against Bill 3634? This is your time. Okay, I am not seeing movement, so I'm going to close this to the public at this time. And final board comments? Okay, I'm not seeing any. Bill number 3634 will be held at a future meeting. Now we're going to turn our attention to, we have Resolution 2014.
Your Honor, I move that we read Resolution 2014 by title only.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Okay. The motion is that we read Resolution 2014 by title only. The motion was made by Alderman Galloway. It was seconded by Alderman Hutcherson. All in favor of voting on the motion to discuss Resolution 2014, do so by show of hands. Okay. Yes, I saw it. Yeah, it does carry.
A resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Ozark, Missouri, directing staff to take the steps necessary to place a use tax on the August 5th, 2025 local municipal election.
Okay. And our city administrator, Eric Johnson, will be speaking.
Your Honor, I move that we table Resolution 2014 indefinitely.
Is there a second?
I second that.
Okay, there is a motion that we table indefinitely Resolution 2014 indefinitely. That was made by Alderman Galloway. It was seconded by Alderman Snyder. Okay. Wish for a roll call, please.
Alderman Galloway,
Aye.
Alderman Hutchinson,
Aye.
Alderman Campbell,
Aye.
Alderman Snyder,
Aye.
Alderman Aiken,
Aye.
Alderman Metcalf.
Aye.
We have 6 aye votes. Motion carries. To table.
Okay. There are no second readings at this time. So at this time, we'll turn our attention to our city administrator, Eric Johnson.
Your Honor, I'm pleased tonight to introduce the newest member of the Ozark City team. Randall Whitman joins us today. Randall is here tonight and will actually make a few remarks to you in just a few moments. But today is Randall's first day on the job, so we appreciate you going easy on him tonight. And he might think about coming back tomorrow, won't you, Randall? And Randall comes to us from the city of Springfield, where he has worked for the last 20 years, and he has over 29 years in local government experience working with the city of Republic, and again, 20 years with the city of Springfield in various planning capacities. And he will be serving as the new community development director for the city of Ozark. So we have promoted Cameron, and now we have backfilled Cameron's position by adding Randall. And so would you please join me in welcoming Randall Whitman to our team?
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I can say I was very humbled by, everybody was very gracious at the city. I think I met close to 300 people today. And I'm not sure if I can remember everybody's name, but everybody was very kind, very welcoming. There's a big relief for me. I had a lot of anxiety about what feels like my first day of school. So I'm glad to be here. I'm excited about this new chapter. I hope I can bring something new to Ozark and help you take your next steps. And whether that's historic preservation, working on new plans, helping the staff, reach new things and accomplish new things. So that's who I am. And again, thank you very much for having me, and look forward to good things. I'd be glad to answer any questions about myself or quiz me.
Any questions? Yes, Alderman Snyder.
Not so much as a question, but I can attest to Randall's credentials. Having worked with him in the city of Springfield, obviously as a police officer, and he was heavily involved with the community, with some of the community development and some of the programs that they have up there. He will be an asset, and I really mean that. I don't believe a wrong decision was made in bringing you here. You're here for a reason, and I appreciate that. And welcome. You have a real good team that has welcomed you here, and we're glad to have you.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you. Again, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Any additional comments from okay, at this time, we're going to turn to reports, and we're first going to look at our Planning Development Department reports for December.
Yes, just give you a quick update. I did receive some updates from Mr. Torgerson about the building here on the square. He does anticipate starting that sometime in February, weather pending, as they're trying to get things in order. So other than that, that's all I have this evening. Be happy to answer any questions on the report.
Any questions from his report? Okay, I'm not seeing. Thank you, sir. Okay, next we'll welcome our park director.
Good evening. I'm happy to report that our pool reopened early January this year. If you have not had the opportunity to come visit us, it is a much brighter, less leaky facility, and we're excited about both of those things. Beyond that, the report that you see in front of us kind of highlights the kickoff to, many people call it winter, but for some reason I call it spring programming. At the OC, basketball games have kicked off, swim lessons have kicked off again, and we're just ready for 2025. And I'm happy to answer any questions beyond that.
Yes, on Galloway.
I noticed that for the Festival of Lights, we had 25,000 people tour it and received 35,000 in donations. Those sound like very good numbers. I have to admit, I just don't remember what we've done before. Is that the same, better, worse?
That is the same. Monetary donations were down about $2,000 or $3,000 over last year. We did have a closure due to, this year I think it was snow. There was a snowstorm that closed us out, I believe, one night. But in previous years, in 2022, we had a tornado that closed us. Oh no, this year it was a flood. Last year it was snow. In 2022, we had tornadoes. So there's always a closure, so I don't take that into effect. The car counter number is about the same. And so it is kind of interesting because we break it down in Excel to a donation by car. And so we do see that number fluctuate down. And by car, we are a little lower this year. But our car number was up. And so I don't know how the environment affected that, but something changed a little bit, but not dynamic or drastically.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Snyder.
Where do the donations go? I'm curious.
So ultimately, those go into park operations. You'll see that many of those light fixtures were repaired and updated as the season went on. There were pieces added, changed as the season went on. It's also a huge endeavor for our staff. So we staff it each and every night, as well as it is a 2 or 3 week setup process. A little easier on the tear down process, but ultimately they go and they cover the cost of that display more or less.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyone else? Okay. And yes, I testify as for the lighting in the pool. It's night and day difference.
It is pretty substantial. And I know I can get pretty nerdy and geeked out about talking about the lighting in the pool up here. But if you have not had the chance to come see it, it is substantial. It is really amazing. And so I want to give a shout out to Alderman Flores, who set us down the right path with our lighting consultant, who helped us find the right specs and what we needed for that. And then, of course, our company, Reinhold, was the lowest bidder, did a great job. And then all of the work that the staff did on painting, on preparing the facility, it was really substantial.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Any comments from the board here before we go to our closed session? Okay. I'm not seeing any. At this time, we are going to a closed session. We have two issues we'll be dealing with, the litigation and a legal advice. So is there a motion that we go into closed session?
You're all right. Make a motion and we enter into closed session.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. The motion is we'll go in closed session made by Alderman Snyder, second by Alderman Metcalf. Roll call, please.
Alderman Aiken,
Aye.
Alderman Campbell,
Aye.
Alderman Galloway,
Aye.
Alderman Hutchinson,
Aye.
Alderman Metcalf,
Aye.
Alderman Snyder.
Aye.
We have 6 aye votes. Motion carries.
gets back in. Okay. Any further comments? Now it's a motion that we adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
Motion, motion that we adjourn, second by Alderman, made by Alderman Snyder, second Alderman Metcalf. All in favor, just want to say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned.